Hi everyone. In this video today, I'm going to talk about the housing market here in Fairfield County and what is expected for the rest of 2022. We now have numbers through July 2022, and they are giving us a prediction of what we should expect for the next few months. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Lockwood, your local realtor here in Fairfield, Connecticut. If it's the first time to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of any upcoming videos. Also, make sure you go and follow me on Instagram where I post regularly. I'm going to talk about two main items that will predict the rest of 2022 regarding the housing market. But before I get to those two items, what I want to say is make sure you understand when you're listening to the news and the media, a lot of the information is pretty dramatic, where I've seen titles talking about the dramatic correction we're seeing in the housing market. I've seen headlines where they talk about price decreases. Just understand, number one, they're talking about national news, but the most important thing is they are comparing it to a market that was the most explosive in 2021. It was the most explosive in decades. So that comparison is a really high bar. How could we really expect our home prices to continue increasing by double-digit percentages? How could we expect that the inventory would be a historical low number for many years to come? And how can we also expect mortgage prices to stay historically low as well? So we should be expecting many things to be happening. We should be expecting some more inventory. We should be expecting house prices to level off, and we should be expecting mortgage prices to increase with what's going on with inflation. So just understand, when you read the headlines, don't panic, because it's all relative. Now let's get down to the two main things I want to talk about that have to do with the housing market and the rest of the year. Number one is supply. Now for the last couple years, supply has been going down and it is very low. So here in Fairfield County, I'm going to feature the towns of Fairfield, Westport, Weston, and Easton. And in those towns, inventory is still very low. And when you look at the charts, I'm going to give you a visual because it makes sense when you're looking at a visual. And these over the last 3 years, and you can see how much inventory has gone down. So in Fairfield right now, there's 163 homes on the market. That's a 34% decrease from last year and a 64% decrease from 2020. And in Westport, there's 129 homes on the market. That's a 34% decrease from 2021 and a 64% decrease from 2020. Also in Easton, 34 homes on the market, 37% decrease from 2021 and a 56% decrease from 2020. And in Weston, in this chart, you could see that there's 55 homes on the market, and it's a 32% decrease from last year in 2021, and it's a 61 decrease from 2020. So we are seeing still a very low inventory. We might see some inventory trickle on, but it is also a fast market. It's still much of it is still going quickly. In real estate, supply and demand is the name of the game. We are anticipating more inventory in the fall, and that is what will change the market for us. But right now, when you look at all these charts, we still have very low inventory. And the other chart I want to show you is days on market. And this will show you the velocity of the market, which is what we felt during COVID times, and especially last year in 2021, when homes were selling within days. If you look at days on market here in the town of Fairfield, it takes 45 days to sell your home. A year ago, it was 67 days. And then in 2020, it was 3 months. So it's still a fast market, even as you're hearing all these headlines. Here in Fairfield County and many suburban towns, we are still seeing houses sell quickly. And why is that? That is due to demand. We still have a high demand of people moving here. We have millennials who are 31% of the market. First-time home buyers are a big deal in our market right now, and lifestyle. So people are choosing that they can work from home, so living in the suburbs can work for them now. That is affecting demand. So yes, while demand is less than it was a few months ago, we still have a very strong demand in this market with not enough supply. The number two item I wanted to talk about is mortgage rates, because mortgage rates is what will affect demand. Right now, mortgage interest rates are much higher than they were at the beginning of the year, 2 percentage points. And the reason for that is the Fed has been increasing the federal funds rate, which impacts long-term mortgage rates. It's not always a 1-for-1. So if they do a 0.75% increase, it doesn't mean mortgage rates are going to go up 0.75%. It impacts them, and many times it does go up. But this last time when the Fed increased in July, they increased 75 basis points to the federal funds rate, and the mortgage rates actually went down, and that had more to do with the economy. So just understand that that the Fed does impact the mortgage rates. We are anticipating mortgage prices to continue to rise slowly towards the end of the year. At the beginning of the year, many top economists were predicting that we would end up at a 4% interest rate. They really had no idea it was going to go up as much as it did, and that's because inflation ended up being much higher than anticipated, so the Fed had to jump on that interest rate increase. So because of that, it has gone up much higher than they expected. As mortgage prices go up, it does affect home affordability because the amount that you pay on your mortgage payment is directly linked to your interest rate. So as interest rates go up and mortgage payments go up, you can afford less as a buyer. How high are mortgage rates expected to go, and when will it hit its peak? Greg McBride, the chief financial analyst at Bankrate, explains, until inflation peaks, mortgage rates won't either. Without improvement on the inflation front, we don't know where the interest rate ceiling will be. So we really don't know how high it's going to go. But as I said, the prediction is 5.5% to 6% by the end of 2022. Now that will affect demand to some extent, but demand will still stay strong. So what are the expectations for the next 5 to 6 months in 2022? We are expecting that mortgage rates will continue to rise. Home prices are not expected to decrease. They may level out some, but we are expected to see a 4 to 5% increase in home prices for the next 5 years. And then lastly is supply. Unless we get more inventory, we are going to see the same trends that we're seeing now. The market's not as ferocious as it was 6 months ago, but it's still a very strong market as we enter the fall. If you want more information on a particular town, if you're thinking of moving here or thinking of selling, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help.